much better. Today is a rest day. This is the rest day fit. I probably just made you so sick doing that. What do we got going on today? Well, this is the rest day fit. I got Paragon joggers on. This tank top, crop top situation I found in the clearance section in Macy's. I'm pretty sure it was Macy's. And yellow Crocs. What are we doing today? I need a little bit of a reset, to be perfectly honest. I need to do a like self-care reset moment. My home is a disaster, low-key, you guys. I always get kind of embarrassed about recording in my house because it's just very much a regular person house. She was built in 1936. I don't know how many owners she's had, but there were some definite DIYers here and they did not do a great job. Haven't had breakfast yet, but I just realized that it is trash day and I need to get it together and get the trash out to the curb. But also, I'm trying to do like a face mask before I get ready, take you with me to go a few places. So let's do that. Set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, counting down.
Yo, tell me why I was just feeling bad that I didn't get any footage of me taking the trash out. As though that would be cute and aesthetic, but then the trash man came and I was like, I gotta get this shit out of here. Got it all out though. Oh my god, I'm supposed to do some kind of like intro or whatever, huh? Well, hello, my name's Alex. If you're new here, I'm a coach, a gym owner, and a bodybuilder. I'm secretly in prep right now. Only my YouTube fam knows. I'm not telling nobody on TikTok. So if you're here from TikTok, keep your mouth shut. Why am I being so quiet about it? Because I didn't like the way that the last contest prep went. I knew I had too much on my plate and I went and did it anyway. It was way too stressful. I don't know, I wasn't pleased with the outcome. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna run that shit back. So what's the point of sharing all that? I guess just to say that I am in contest prep. I'm delaying breakfast right now. I'm relatively hungry. So as many of you probably know, I competed in the Olympia Amateur last, which was about 5 weeks ago, five weeks and 2 days ago. I'm up 12-ish pounds from peak week of that week. And the reason why I share peak week weight is because during that last little leg of contest prep, that last little week, at that point, it's really just depletion that's occurring. Like you're doing workouts and eating a diet that is pointed towards wringing out all of the glycogen that might possibly, did you hear the kitty run? All the glycogen that might possibly be left in your system, which is glycogen is just, it's like carbohydrates and water that's like circulating in your system, right? So I'm currently sitting at 13 weeks out, and the reason why I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on this contest prep is because number one, I've got free entry to the freaking show, dude. So in October of last year at the Night of Champions here in the Pacific Northwest, I won the figure overall. And they announced that if you won an overall in the Pacific Northwest show last year, that you got free entry to the Emerald Cup, which is the largest contest here in the Pacific Northwest. It's what's known as a national feeder. So basically what a lot of people do is they'll do the Emerald Cup as a warm-up for the national show circuit, which typically runs like June, July, maybe late May. I need to check the schedule. So right now, sort of tentative plan, assuming that my body continues to respond, is, excuse me, I've got the burpsies, is to go ahead and compete in the Emerald Cup, see how that goes, and if it goes well, there's a national show in Chattanooga, Junior Nationals, I think. There's a national level show, a pro qualifier that runs 3 weeks later. So as long as my finances can support it and my body responds, my feedback from the Olympia Amateur was that I'm there, I just need to be a little bit more conditioned. So a couple things happened with conditioning. I don't know, perhaps a few things. Sorry if you can hear that background noise. My little puppy Ruby Woo has this little like bag thing, and it sounds like she's playing with something that she shouldn't have, but it's literally fine. also realized that that was like totally an influencer faux pas to have a ring light in the background. Ineffective. So yeah, my feedback was just to come a little bit tighter, and that's something that I can totally do. Oh, what went wrong? There are a few things that went wrong. Number one, I think I might have spilled over just a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure though, because on that show day, what can happen is it's called spillover. It's doing exactly what it sounds like. It's spilling out of the muscle, and it's going in between the muscle and whatever fat is left, or the skin. For me, kind of depending on the area, like there's typically some fat right down here, but it spills over and it smooths over the look. So you end up looking a little bit softer, which for the divisions that I compete in, not a good look. So I think we may have loaded me just a little too hard. Also, stress was a huge factor for me. So I was sitting there getting ready, and if you watch my show day vlog, which I'll link up here, I was getting ready, and then all of a sudden, like, my hands started shaking. Like, I was trying to blend my eyeshadow, and like I didn't even need to move my eyeshadow brush because my hand was just shaking so freaking bad. So I don't know exactly what got me so stressed out, because I'm typically like really amped up before a show. I don't usually sleep the night before. Maybe I'm just tired enough that by the next day, like, that cortisol and adrenaline response doesn't have such a huge effect. I don't 100% know, but I know that it's a head game, and I know that I can beat myself. All of that to say, I learned a bunch of lessons. I'm disappointed, and I'm out for blood. I need redemption. 3 moments later. It's time for mask number 2. I picked these Glossier masks up when I was with Buff Chick down in Miami, and I really like them. It's no secret that I've got extremely problematic skin. I've had acne since I was like 15, so that's a solid 15 years now. I've been on Accutane twice. Shit's rough, dude. Like, my joints were dried out. You have to be on 2 forms of birth control, which for an athlete is not like super fun and exciting. We can talk about birth control if you want. Let me know in the comments. And I'm not a doctor, but there are some recommendations to be made if you're an athlete or have some pretty like serious physique goals. Well, fuck it, we'll just talk about it right now. You could still leave a comment though, it would really help my channel. When it comes to birth control, the recommendation for an athlete is a 3rd generation progestin containing compound or an IUD. The benefit to the IUD is that all of the hormones stay localized to the uterus, and 3rd generation progestin containing compounds have less of a disruption to your body's natural hormones. That's like really simplifying it. There are obviously other considerations that need to be made. I hate this whole influencer trend where it's like, oh, get off your birth control, it's killing your gains, it's ruining your body composition, blah 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 blah. Because you know what's really gonna kill your gains and ruin your body composition, or change your body composition I should say? An unwanted freaking pregnancy. Oh, the reason I put this mask on in the kitchen is because I like to let it live in the fridge, because it's like a soothing mask. Anyway, those are the general recommendations. While we're on the topic, should you be cycle syncing your workouts? No, babe, absolutely not. Wow, it looks kind of gross. Maybe I should finish masking before we continue this conversation. Oh my God, you guys, while I was waiting for this mask to finish marinating, I was like, oh, I'll water my flowers. And so one of the plants that I have, this is a monstera that I took some cuttings of when I left my job. Thanks, guys. And look it. Do you see this? Do you see what this is? This is new growth. Killing it. My baby. This is Audrey the second, by the way. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up to transplant her, start adding some dirt and transplant her. I am not a plant lady. I have like a green thumb. I'm like green thumb adjacent. My thumb is next door to green. Meaning I can sort of pretty much for the most part keep plants alive, but I'm no professional. Today I just went for kind of like a natural look. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do no foundation today. And then next thing you know, I've like basically got a full face on, but I didn't do lashes because I think my poor little lashies need a bit of a break. My skin could honestly probably use a bit of a break too, but she's cranky. She's just cranky. It's fine. Still wearing the same Paragon rest day joggers that I had on earlier, as well as the tank top, but I also put on the matching cropped top. And then I'm wearing, I reach for these all the time. These are the FAVE. I use code Renee. What's up, Renee? I love you so much, BB. They were like 20 bucks, dude. I've thrown them in the washer. I don't know why I picked white, because I'm not a person who can keep white clean, but I just like having a white sneak to like reach for, whatever. I did a little Q&A on my Instagram story today. Let me tell you, I got this while I was in Miami with Buff Chick. The Glossier in-store shopping experience is unreal. Do regret that. However, this is going in my purse. This is just a little lip balm from Protan. It was a freebie. I got one in Vegas when we competed at the Olympia, and then I got another one this past weekend when I was in Mesa, Arizona for the NPC Women's Workshop, and it's actually like a really good lip balm. So this suckers, you're coming with me. I probably need to eat in like an hour, but that's fine. I've got a half a gallon of water down, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm getting antsy. I'm getting antsy. Okay, we are about to try a new coffee shop. I'm scared. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I'm very particular about my coffee. Let's see how this goes. Hi. Hello. Can I please have a, I just want to do a 12-ounce hot Americano with sugar-free white chocolate, but just half the amount you would usually use. And do you have oat milk here? I do. With some oat milk, please. And I know that this is totally random, but do you have a plastic fork? Can I have one, please? Thank you. It's not bad. The coffee's not very strong. It's all right though. She'll get the job done. Really, I just wanted like a warm bevy to sip on while I get a pedicure. I'm here at the spot, the nail spot. However, I'm getting really hungry. What did I do? Oh, God, that was terrifying. I didn't bring my wolf pack because there's no reason for me to need the backpack, but I still use the Tupperwares every day. I just literally didn't need the backpack today. The plan here is that I'm gonna get a pedicure and work on some client check-ins and catch up on some social media stuff and get a pedicure. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go to Costco and the grocery store because we're out of shit. I literally don't care if my food is cold. I know that that would bother a lot of people. This meal happens to have leafy greens, so I just pretend like it's a salad anyway. So I was planning on going, the way that my town is set up, it's like Costco and next door is Winco. And Winco's got really good prices on stuff, especially like meat. Because right now I have 2 meals a day that have shrimp in them. And they just had a really good price on seafood. Their chicken was okay. So like if the chicken breast is a decent price, I'll pick up some of that too. But the only place I can find the G Hughes sugar-free sauces that I'm really on right now is fucking Walmart. And that's a total like we have 2 Walmarts here, but they're in total opposite ends of like where I need to be. What made me think of that is that this is covered in my current fixation sauce, which is the orange mandarin ginger, orange ginger. I don't know, it was really fucking good though. There also used to be this really cool record store here in this strip mall. I'm probably dating myself that like a little bit. But I used to love going into record stores and you could scan the barcode on like the CDs or the records or the tapes or whatever, or like listen to little bits of it, especially like new releases. Oh my gosh, it was always so much fun. Ever since everything went digital, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't really listen to new music. If I'm at the gym, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be like a playlist that I started based off of like a Pantera song or a Mastodon song. Everybody always asks what I listen to, and that's it. I listen to the same 20, 30-year-old metal I've been listening to for the last 10 or 20 years. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. No cap though. Like, especially in this day and age when everything is so fucking expensive and like we're all being a little bit more mindful of our budgets, it is so much cheaper to prep your own food than to eat out. I'm not saying that you have to eat cold chicken, rice, and spinach in your car, but I think that 9 times out of 10, if you come prepared with a snack or a meal, that like you're gonna save money, inevitably. Cooking for yourself is cheaper, point blank, period. I also think that I hear a lot of people when they talk about like meal prepping or putting together their like food ahead of time that they dislike what they eat, or they get to a point where they're like gagging on it. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, babe, you just suck at cooking. Sorry, you just need to figure out better preparation methods. Maybe you don't like baked chicken, then quit fucking baking it. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the Instant Pot and shred it apart. Maybe with some salsa verde. Ooh, listen to me. Maybe you pan fry it. That's honestly one of my favorite ways to eat chicken, is I'll take like a big fat chicken breast, I'll slice it across so it cooks quicker, and then I'll just toss it in a pan, put some seasoning on it. The seasoning gets nice and crispy, then it's got a nice texture to it. Maybe you're overcooking your food, honestly, because I feel like a lot of times that's what makes the texture like really fucked up and really like rubbery. Also, quit prepping 4, 5, 6 days of meals ahead of time and eating them 5 or 6 days in a row. Of course you're tired of it. Like, your taste buds are fatigued of the same fucking flavors and the same rubbery, bad, horrible chicken and slimy fucking vegetables you cooked. Get better at cooking, prep fewer days in a row, and add some variety in. Like, I've got like 4 or 5 of these different G-Hue sugar-free sauces. Truly, I'm like a dog. Like, if you've ever had a dog, then you know how excited they get to sit down to the same bowl of dry-ass food that they eat every fucking day of their life, right? I am the same way. I look forward to this meal with the same zest and vigor that I looked forward to it yesterday and the day before and the day before. Cream of rice, don't even get me started. I've been eating the same breakfast for like 3 years in a row now. So, I do, however, introduce variety. So, like, I've got a bunch of those G-Hue's sugar-free sauces. I've got every flavor of Buff Chick. Part of that's because I'm sponsored. Thank you so much, Buff Chick. I love you with all my heart and soul. Please don't ever get rid of me. But also, like, protein powders are shelf-stable. So, if you catch them on a good sale, I'm just saying there's one coming up if you want to try Buff Chick, then, like, there's no reason to not stock up on a couple of different flavors so that you can add some variability, you know? Not that supplements are necessary, but I use a protein powder in my breakfast, and I make a shake at the end of the day as like a nightcap. It's a treat that I look forward to every goddamn day. Every day. Because again, there's so much variability. Like, I allow myself 50 calories of whatever kind of mix in. So it might be sprinkles. It might be sugar-free pudding. It might be half a banana. It might be pumpkin puree with some cinnamon. You know what I mean? So, like, the mix-in options are fucking endless. You're just being a baby. Oh my god, holy shit. I love this place that I go to get pedicures at, because legit, like, when they give you a foot massage, the shit lasts for like an hour. I feel so good and nice and relaxed. I don't even want to go ruin it with Costco. But here's the thing, is that lately I have been I've been telling myself I'm gonna go run errands, like I'm gonna go do the grocery shopping and get all the shit that like the kids need and stuff, and then I'll go get a tanning and get a pedicure, and I just keep not going tanning and not getting a pedicure. Like, and here's the thing, is that I deserve to have these nice relaxing things in my life, and I just keep putting myself last. So we ain't doing that shit no more. Not no more. Wow, hair is looking cute. You guys, sometimes past me really is looking out for future me, because I don't even know why they showed up to my house, but this right here is a Bath & Body Works coupon. I'm not even a Bath & Body Works girly, you know what I'm saying? But it's 20% off your entire purchase and a free body care gift. I don't really need any lotion or anything. Maybe if they have bubble bath, I don't know, but free is free, and 20% off, I could use a candle. Little treat. So what had happened was all my fucking batteries ran out of juice, dog. So it's now like 5:45. I'm just meal prepping some food. I got my asparagus cooked. Just pulled her out of the oven. Love that. These are leftover chicken thighs from the dinner I cooked for the kid the other night, and I marinated them, and now I'm just gonna bake them. I do absolutely 100% meal prep the kids' food as well as my own, at least to some degree, just because, like, busy weekday nights, it's nice to just kind of have shit together and ready to go. So I'll cook probably a fresh veggie / carb to go with this, and then it'll just kind of like be on deck, and I'll probably repurpose it a couple days in a row. I marinated it in like a cilantro lime marinade. It smells delicious. But then whatever's left over tomorrow after they eat that, because we'll have both kids tomorrow, whatever's left over, I can then just like shred it up, and then we'll have like a taco night. So I've made like 2 or 3 nights worth of protein here. And it'll keep them alive, and really that's the goal, is to keep the children alive, right? As for the rest of the grocery haul, I went to Costco and I went to Winco. Because some things, first of all, they're right next to each other, but kind of like far from my house. So like when I need to pick stuff up on the day-to-day, I'm either at Fred Meyer's, Kroger, depending on where you're at, or Safeway, because they're the closest to my house. So when I do like a big grocery run, I do Costco and Winco. I like Winco a lot because they've got bulk bins. So like bulk bin cereal for the children, bulk bin oats, they were like 89 cents versus the price at Costco, 89 cents per pound specifically from the bulk bins. But Costco, that bitch be selling them for $1.29 per pound. And I know that it doesn't sound like much, especially when you only buy like a pound or two at a time, but the shit adds up, you know what I mean? Especially when you got a family to consider. I got a fucking mortgage to pay. And then, let's see, did I get anything else interesting? Not really, like diet sodas. I'm just working on meal prepping right now. I did, however, get myself a couple little treats. Let me show you. A coupon showed up in the mail, right? So the free item I got, this is like a new flavor they had, Amongst the Clouds. I'm probably gonna run out of it pretty soon because I just keep spraying it. It's like strawberry and vanilla, and I really like it. I'm a vanilla gal, anything gourmand. My signature scent, if you will, is the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62. Fire, love it. Vanilla, gourmand, caramelly, yeah. I'm a basic bitch. What do you want from me? And then I got a candle. It's like a mango something candle. The cat's going bonkers because it's dinner time. Okay, and then since I was in the neighborhood, I was like, well, I may as well stop in at Ulta and just see what's going on over there. They closed our Sephora here. Again, I live in like a rural area. Rural. However, I had a gang of points stacked up at Ulta. So here's what she got. They had NYX buy one, get one 50% off. Swear by this, swear by it. I love the lift and snatch brow thing. And then I know this went viral on TikTok a while ago, but I'm kind of tired of the like brow freeze and like having really gross spoolies that are all like caked up with the, okay, listen, I only buy cruelty-free beauty. I made that switch in like 2017, 2018. It was just a moral decision that I made. However, I've made an exception. This is in the shade Ruby Woo. You know why? Ruby Woo. Come here, Ruby Woo. Because I've got Ruby Woo. Say hi, Ruby. Say hi, Ruby. This is Ruby Woo. She's half King Corso, half Pitbull. 100% lovable. But I obviously had to pick up her namesake. If Matt could get with the program and quit selling in mainland China where they still perform animal testing, that would be groovy. I needed a new moisturizer. This was really like the whole reason that I came in. So I got the Tula 24/7 day and night moisturizing whatever cream. Listen, my skin fucking trash. We talked about that earlier today. But I found that the better moisturized I keep it, the like less acne I have. Crazy. So likewise, I saw this on TikTok. I don't even know if it's any good. It was in the like drugstore section. The Peach Slices Snail Rescue Toner. So hopefully this is good. I like to use a toner because I'm a double cleansing girly, but sometimes I still find that there's like a little bit left over because I tend to use gentle cleansers because otherwise my skin gets pissed off at me and it gets even worse. So we'll see. I was in the drugstore section and I was out of translucent like loose powder. I have a pressed powder, but I was out of loose powder and I thought, why not? Let's give ColourPop a chance. And then, as you know, I'm usually a false lash girly. I saw these and I really liked the shape. So I thought, why not? And that's my little Ulta hurl. I had like $53. So my whole total came out to like $70. We should try this on, shouldn't we? I love it. Obviously I did a shitty job of application, but it's just a beautiful blue red. Gonna make your teeth look nice and white, and it's my dog's namesake. I literally had to have it. There was no other option. I low-key look like a clown, but we're not gonna talk about it. Okay, while I wait for this food to finish prepping, today I didn't excuse me. Today I did an Instagram Q&A on my story, and I thought I would, some of these like require longer answers than what I can give in an Instagram story slide. You know what I'm saying? Like one question was about coaching. Coach has assigned this client 3 sets of 12 for most of their exercises, right? And there's nothing inherently wrong with 12. We know that hypertrophy, which is muscle growth, is kind of optimized in the 6 to 12 rep range, and it kind of goes like this. But hypertrophy is occurring in rep ranges all the way from 3 up to 20. What really matters is the load selection. So it is up to the trainee to select an appropriate load. Wow, I'm really just like diving into this, huh? I hope you're ready. Buckle up, babes. Also, somebody give me a Botox appointment. My God. Okay. Anyway, back to the rep range thing. So, like, 3x12 is not necessarily bad. I would say it's a yellow flag from a coach and not necessarily a red flag. It does sound a little cookie cutter-ish, especially if somebody has like multiple years of experience in the gym and haven't necessarily taken a break. Like there's no detraining that's occurred there. But I think that we also need to consider the program as a whole, because ideally we're going to be hitting the optimized amount of effective sets per muscle group per week. And if we're optimizing that, then we're looking for 12 to 16 sets per muscle group per week. And that's effective sets. What makes them effective is their proximity to failure, right? We want to be within like 1 or 2 reps to failure, if not at actual true muscular failure. Again, speaking specifically to hypertrophy, not necessarily like a strength-based goal. So there's a lot more to consider than just, is 3x12 fucked up? Because not necessarily. Lots of questions about nutrition also. When hitting a plateau, do I decrease calories or increase cardio or both? And the answer, as per usual, is it depends. Hang on, my chicken's gonna burn. The answer is it depends. It depends, like, so really, how low are your calories? If they're like super low, then I'm thinking we probably need to increase activity, which would mean adding more cardio. Maybe your schedule doesn't allow for more cardio and you work a really sedentary job, then great, you can manipulate that food a little bit more as long as you're willing to settle in with the hunger. Now, eventually what happens when we get cardio super high and we get intake, your food, super low, is that you're gonna grind yourself into the ground, right? And this is when we start seeing like hormonal disruptions, and we start seeing energy change, and we start seeing brain fog occur. And this is when we know that it's time to reverse diet. We may not be at that total fat loss goal, but we need to prioritize health, unless you're a bodybuilder in prep. You know what I'm saying? In which case, do what your coach says. So, I mean, if you're manipulating your own food and your own cut, the answer is almost always, it depends. There is no straightforward answer. So it's basically, I hate to say this, but basically you take a educated guess, right? You follow that protocol for a week, maybe 2 weeks. You assess how things have adapted, right? How your body has responded. You take into consideration things like hunger cues. How much sleep have you gotten? Are you drinking enough water? Take all of this into consideration and then make further changes to the protocol, which may look like more cardio. It may look like less food, or it may look like, oops, time to dig myself out of this hole. Lots of questions about my hair too. I've had the split dye for kind of a while. The maintenance for me isn't bad. My hair also grows super slow, and you also have to remember that like I've been in contest prep in a calorie deficit, which has made my hair grow even slower. I'm also already a natural blonde, so the bleaching process, it's like 10 minutes to bleach these roots, which I'm probably about due for, but I think my hair is also dirty. Don't look at my forehead or I will literally cry. I don't want to look at it. Ooh, this is a really good one. Somebody asked, if someone is trying to decide between competing in powerlifting versus bodybuilding, how do you suggest they choose? Equally interested in both. If you have never competed in strength sport in any capacity, start with powerlifting. Period. Because I feel like maybe some of this is just speaking from a bias from my own experiences. But I've heard this experience echoed through many different competitors. So a lot of times what happens is you underestimate exactly what bodybuilding is going to take. We all like lifting, right? That's why we're in the gym. We enjoy it. But yeah, like it's cool to see your body change and it's cool to manipulate things and it's cool to hit these strength goals. But ultimately, like if it's not something you enjoy doing, you're not going to keep on doing it. So we all like lifting weights, but when you start bodybuilding, all of a sudden your body is under a microscope, and we all know how like self-worth and self-esteem are, for better or worse, directly correlated to the physical manifestation of our being. And so like I hate to call it direct body dysmorphia. I feel like that term is a little bit overused, but it can really fuck with you mentally. Secondly, most people are not ready to dive into an extremely structured diet. I'm sorry, but like, you're just not. Even most lifestyle people that are like, oh, I've been tracking macros for a couple of years. You're not pre-planning your food. You're overestimating or underestimating portions. You're not actually weighing and tracking everything accurately. Are you tracking your sauces? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even take creatine every fucking day and you think you're gonna hit your macros every goddamn day? Be fucking for real right now. So I just think that powerlifting is a better place to start. If you like, get yourself on a structured lifting program, loosely track your macros, kind of get an idea of like how to fuel performance, and you're gonna build muscle. Because the other thing that I think happens a lot is people will spend 1 or 2 years in the gym and decide that they want to fucking compete and have no idea how little muscle mass they really have. So commit to growing, and you know what you're gonna do while you're pursuing strength? Your muscle is going to grow. And not only is it going to get big, it's also going to get dense. That's part of the reason why I was super successful at my first show, is because I already had like 4 years of powerlifting under my belt. I built a solid foundation of muscle, and not just big pretty muscle, but thick dense muscle. Like, I'll put a couple photos up here. Like, you can see in my quads that it is dense muscle. Flip it around now. You can see in my back that look at those thick ass spinal erectors. Like, I didn't build those with 2 years in the gym doing sissy la workouts. You know what I mean? I got almost a 400-pound deadlift, and that's how I built those spinal erectors. I got a 365-pound squat, and that's how I built those fucking quads. So anyway, I'll get off of my soapbox, but I think most people are going to set themselves up for success if they start in powerlifting, build some muscle, and slowly work towards kind of like optimizing nutrition so that it's not such a shock to the system to join bodybuilding, where everything is incredibly rigid and structured. Ooh, somebody asked, when's the right time to get a coach? If you're looking at competing in anything really, get a coach as soon as possible. If it is accessible to you, get a coach. I feel like I could have progressed much further in powerlifting if I had gotten a coach. It wasn't something that was like financially feasible for me. Online coaching was still kind of new back then. I mean, it wasn't like super new, but there wasn't like much of a powerlifting scene here locally. So there just wasn't a lot available to me. So I was a self-taught powerlifter. I troubleshooted my own form. I did my own programming, kind of like loosely based or inspired off of like other things. I did run things like Small Lob Junior for my bench. I think I ran Small Lob for my squat too, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I could have progressed further had I had a coach. So regardless of what it is, if it is something that financially is feasible for you, get a fucking coach. Lots of questions about my personal story, which I realized that I haven't necessarily shared. Like, I just popped onto the scene like, what's up, I'm a bodybuilder and I get first place a lot. So basically, here's the rundown. And this could probably be its own dedicated video, but I'll give you the cliff notes real quick. And if you want the dedicated video, let me know in the comments. In 2020, I don't know, I was 22 years old, whatever. I got clean and sober. So I was like 22 years old, so this would have been like 2011, 2012. And I gained a lot of weight really quickly. Because I was on the hard shit, brother. Embarrassing, but here we are. So I gained a lot of weight really fast because I was committed to being clean and sober, but like needed something to kind of like replace that dopamine hit, if you will. So I ate a lot of candy, a lot of junk food, whatever. It was a hobby, a full-time hobby. Snacking was my hobby. So I started going to the gym and I was just on the cardio equipment because I figured, okay, I gotta move and I gotta not eat, and that's how you lose weight. And I really struggled with the not eating part, and then I did too good at the not eating part, if you're picking up when I'm laying down. But I had a friend that lifted weights, and so like she did a couple of like lifting sessions with me, and I absolutely fell in love. I learned that you have to eat to fuel your lifting performance, and I wanted to be strong because it was something like I would go in and do cardio, right? And I would like try to go faster and harder, but really never like, I got bored after 30 or 40 minutes, you know what I mean? But lifting, I could go into the weight room and continually try to bench more weight. It was like every day was a progression, especially new in your lifting journey. You're going to experience the newbie gains, which mean that you like will be stronger session to session. Eventually I got to a place where financially I was recovered enough from my debauchery to afford some group personal training, right? So it's a little bit less expensive than personal training because you're like sharing the cost of the personal trainer with a group. And the way that this thing was structured is they use the NASM breakdown, where you have like a power, a hypertrophy, a strength, an endurance, a balance. Like each month was kind of broken down like that. And whenever the strength and power months rolled around, I really excelled. And one of the trainers was a power lifter, and she's like, you should come and do a powerlifting meet with me. I think you'd be really good at it and you'd really like it. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try it. And then I got a gold medal. And I don't know about you, but I like winning. So I wanted to keep doing it. I wanted to keep winning. I wanted to keep getting better. So I really like poured my heart and soul into powerlifting. In 2018, kind of separated from that and moved into bodybuilding. My, Nationals was going to be here in my home state of Washington. So it was like 3 hours from my house, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, brother. However, I was also getting married that same year, like 2 weeks after Nationals. So I was like, all right, I guess I better prioritize my goddamn wedding. I was just kind of like aimlessly, I lost a little weight for the wedding, the whole shredding for the wedding thing. Felt good about that, but I just overall felt like kind of aimless without having like a competition or like really goals of any variety. So after Christmas that year, we got married, we went to Vegas for our honeymoon, we had Christmas, and then in that weird limbo in between Christmas and New Year's, my husband was like, I think I'd like to do a bodybuilding show. And me, being the person I am, I was like, say less, my dude. And within like 20 minutes, we had a coach, and we had sent check-in photos and picked a show in like late May. So that's kind of how I got into bodybuilding. I rebounded horribly from my first show, like so bad, embarrassingly bad. Hated myself. It just reignited all of the disordered eating, all of the self-hatred about me and my body. So I did a lot of work on that and jumped back into a prep, and like I just love it. I just love it. Because it's not just the physical transformation. It's not just the gym for me. Like there's a lot of personal growth that comes from it too. And like learning to find my own limits mentally and emotionally is so cool. All right, these boys are home though, so I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me on this rest day. I love you so much, and until next time, bye.